On us, you can depend. You can depend on us. He's the Super 80s podcast friend.
Hey, everybody. What'd you think?
Hey,
And welcome to
The Super 80s podcast friend. We are a TV theme song explorer. We've got one mission, and that is to analyze every single 1980s TV theme song. We like all genres. Game shows, comedies, dramas, soap operas. That one gets me.
You got her.
Soap operas.
So close.
We like them all, and we're happy to have you here. Speaking of liking them all, if you like us, we would absolutely appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, whatever the hell else you do on your Spotifys, your Apple Podcasts, anywhere else you listen, because it helps us with our retirement plan. Also, we love it when you reach out to us with observations, questions, comments, jokes. They really do bring a lot to the show. So let us know what you think. Tell us what you're feeling in your heartest of hearts about our adorable little podcast. You can do that on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and you can email us at super80spodcastfriend@gmail.com. That was breathy.
yeah.
Let's sing our little breathy song. Breathy! What were you going to say?
Just gonna give you breathy.
Let's do it again. I love it. Breathy! Listeners, if you could see Pete's face when Ryan and I do our little ditties, it would make you smile.
It's not disappointment. I promise you that.
It's not. By the way, that was a weird intro. I'm John,
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Peter.
and we like to drink beer. And we're doing this podcast so that our darling wives allow us to get together on like weekday evenings to drink beer.
Sure.
So here we are. Ryan, what's in your glass?
I have Hopsecutioner.
Ooh, from Terrapin.
Terrapin.
That's a fantastic IPA.
A+.
A+.
And I have Anti-Hero from Revolution.
Out of Chicago, Illinois. I am drinking the New Glarus Moon Man. What Pete is drinking and what I am drinking are pretty classics on this podcast. Has the Terrapin Hopsecutioner been on the show yet?
I'm not sure that I've had it, but maybe you guys
Maybe.
have.
If it hasn't, it should have been because it's a great beer. But if not, welcome to the podcast. And Terrapin Brewery, maybe out of Atlanta.
Sounds about right.
I think we've had a listener in Georgia. It's probably one of our friends driving through Georgia.
Sure, I'm sure we have. Yeah.
But Hopsecutioner, we can increase your market volume share demographic statistic.
Yep.
By tons.
By at least one or two.
Yeah, absolutely. Join us for a beer, by the way, if you're not driving or doing anything like that. We'd love to have you drinking a beer because we're more enjoyable when you've had a couple in you.
Especially if you're at the gym.
Yeah.
Right now, if you're at Planet Fitness, pull out your
Please.
6-pack of Hopsecutioner.
Hop on the treadmill.
Hop on the
Make
treadmill.
her happen.
Right before you go for your guest appearance on Love Connection. We had our first game show last week. If you haven't listened, tune in. It's a gem of an episode.
It's a dooze.
It is a dooze.
Oh, and I've got a fun treat. Last week we learned Chuck Woolery was in a duo called Avant Garde. And they had a charting song called Naturally Stoned.
No.
Yeah. So let's just see what that's all about.
Well. Oh.
I've got a new sensation. Feel like I'm naturally stoned. It's very kind of
I don't know what you would describe
almost
that as.
like
Psych pop, I
psych
think is
pop
what...
with like psych pop film. Almost, it sounds like film
Right.
music. A few
Yeah.
more seconds, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. I kind of like it.
like Tommy James and the Shondells.
It's got a
kinda.
weird, is it an echo on the percussion?
Yes. Have you guys ever listened to the first two Cat Stevens albums, like Matthew and Son?
Yeah.
It's got that
Yeah.
kind of vibe
Yep.
too.
Yep. This is late
Before-
60s.
68.
Oh, yeah,
sure.
So.
Right, bet
Yeah,
your
sorry,
ass
I
it
should have
is.
just answered the question as yes.
Yeah.
Naturally stoned.
Yeah, these guys are killing it.
Now,
Our man Chuck Woolery.
I think that Kenny Rod. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Speaking of breathy, yeah.
let's.
I think Kenny
we
Rogers
have
was
to
in
cut
some
this
kind of
off.
psychedelic band too, wasn't he?
That I don't
Gambler?
know.
Yes.
No shit,
Yeah.
Kenny. I'll be damned.
That's how they all
Island's in the
got
stream.
that's how all those crooners got their starts.
Psychedelic rock.
Yeah, write that down as a quote. That's all the crooners got their starts doing shitty psychedelic pop rock.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thanks for sharing that, Pete. Hey, speaking of, we like to start out our shows after we get our beers out of the way with retractions, observations, ideas, announcements from previous episodes. That's one of them here in Naturally Stoned from Chuck
I
Woolery.
didn't listen to the order, so I think I totally jumped the gun on that.
No, I think
all
you're
right.
doing great. I love it, Pete. Any other observations, either from Love Connection? The episode before was He-Man. The episode before that was Out of This World.
So He-Man and Love Connection were, I think, you would technically consider those instrumentals with talking over them, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And I would say both of them were hard to listen to the music.
Correct.
Because
Yeah.
of all the shit going on.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the one thing that stands out to me as I'm thinking back on it.
Now, Love Connection, both you fellers gave it a thumbs down. I was the only one giving it a thumbs up. After hearing Naturally Stoned, would either of you like to change your vote?
No, it actually made that song worse
I agree.
because Naturally Stoned is so good.
Oh, man. When he's doing that.
Yeah.
All right.
Chuck?
Anyone besides me watch an episode of He-Man?
Good God, no.
No.
All right, boys. So if you are new to the show, before we get to whatever Conky's going to pick for us this week, we talk about our, I try to watch an episode from at least a show or two ago. He-Man was 2 episodes ago, but I finally got around to watching an episode. It was called Colosser Awaits. It was pretty bad.
How far did you make it in the episode?
I don't want to say I watched the whole thing. I made it through the whole episode, but I fast forwarded a lot.
Okay.
Did you make your kids watch with you?
No, I didn't. What can I say? Skeletor, one thing I learned, He-Man's got Battle Cat.
Yeah.
Skeletor has the equivalent, but it's purple.
He's a panther, right? It's like a...
Yep.
Yeah.
He built a ship to help him accomplish his goal in this episode.
Skeletor?
Yep, and his goal was to rule all of Eternia. What else? Man-at-Arms and Orko were playing Eternia chess, which looked a lot like the Star Wars chess on the Millennium Falcon.
Okay.
And Man-at-Arms win. Orko dumps water on his head. What else?
Do you really want to go through the rest of that?
Not really. Adam and Cringer become Battle Cat and He-Man. Yeah, I mean, it's bad. One thing I'll tell you that weird that happens, the theme song, dun,
Sure.
dun, 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 it comes up like 5 times per episode.
How funny.
So when Adam and Cringer turn into He-Man and Battle Cat, it comes on.
Okay.
Do they always transform at the same time?
I've got a sample size of 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Man-at-Arms' voice, I wrote down, sounds like Walter Matthau in Grumpy Old Men. He yells at the skeleton ship, "You don't scare me!" Skeletor's new ship turns things to stone, and it turns stone to life.
Huh.
So he turns He-Man's crew into stone, and then he blasts the stone, and they turn to life, and they ultimately work for him. 5 minutes into the show, the theme song is playing for a third time. He-Man goes to the sorceress to tell him to seek out fire jewels. It gets really boring and long.
Wow.
Skeletor keeps turning people into stone. I wrote down here, even innocent farmers. And then he just giggles.
There's farmers and he turns.
So he's blasting, there's these farmers toiling in their fields. And he turns them into
blast
stone and he goes,
It's very sinister of
just
him.
a dick. He's
Very
such
sinister.
a dick. One thing that was interesting, I recognized a bunch of the ships in the show from toy aisles as a kid.
Really?
So they definitely, and I think Pete, you mentioned that, like they were
Placing
marketing
merchandise.
toys before they were even a
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So merchandising was great. The people who turn to stone, there's a sundown clause that if they don't turn them back into humans, they stay stone for life. So He-Man's got to move fast. Yet the show is not moving fast. Tila, pretty
Tila
hot.
Tequila?
No, Tila's one of He-Man's gals. She's good looking.
He had an old lady?
Yeah,
I don't remember
Tila.
that.
We talked about her like 2 weeks ago.
Did she have an alter ego, or did she transform into any?
Not sure.
Anytime you
Not
gave her
sure.
tequila.
Did she know that He-Man and Adam were the same person?
Not sure.
Did
Oh,
she
yeah, I
date
did.
them both in a weird love triangle?
Kind of like Jem.
Yes.
At some point, and this is just like dumb cartoon shit. So they need to get through an episode's worth of material. And at some point, there's just a huge lava river that appears for no reason that they have to dodge. So it eats up like
Sure.
3 minutes of time. Theme song plays a few more times. It's really slow. One storyline for the entire 22 minutes.
Yeah, consistent.
And at the end, there's a health tip about running.
Sure.
Oh, sweet. What was the tip?
Adam and Tila are going for a jog, and they're like, "Oh, it feels really good to move my body and run a little bit. Hey, kids, you should run too."
Okay.
And buy our toys.
And buy our toys. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So that was that. I thought I had one other thing to share.
Do you think that if Tila was on Love Connection and Adam and He-Man were two of the contestants, she would know that it was the same person?
Well, maybe she'd bang them both and find out.
Yeah.
I mean, wake Whoopi.
Something like that.
Old-fashioned romance.
Old-fashioned romance.
I have one more thing. I don't want to share all of our stats from our statistician, anonymous statistician, AS, but I have our wall of shame totals. So to get on our wall of shame, you need 2 negative votes.
Okay.
Here they are. And there's one that I don't know if you'll guess, so I'm going to see if you can get it. Smurfs, Heathcliff, Out of This World, Love Connection. That's 4.
Yep.
There's one more. And it's tricky. And I didn't even think of this until anonymous statistician pointed it out.
I mean, I have a hard time remembering what we did last week. Now you're asking me that.
Okay. It's the second version of Gimme a Break.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Totally.
we listened to 2 theme songs on
Yeah.
one
And we
show.
voted on both of them?
We voted on both.
Yeah.
Oh.
First version, Wall of Shame.
Yeah.
Wall of Fame.
That was
second
the
version, Wall
Give
of Shame.
me a break. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah. I sure could you finally back where I belong.
It's the one where it starts with the cheesy keyboard.
It's ominous and dark.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Now I know everything.
Yeah, whoa!
Yeah.
Man, that was really good.
Yeah. I practice a lot of Nell Carter.
That was impressive.
But it sounded like, in my head, I feel like I morphed that with the Cheers song, and that sounded like where you were going with the melody, too.
Speaking of morphs, the He-Man song has been going through my head a lot, and it's been morphing with the main theme from Summer Rental, written by Alan Silvestri. Silvestri.
Huh.
Yeah. They're both, Pete and Ryan are just
Maybe-
looking at me nodding.
Summer Rental got a
I-
call on Love Boat, right?
Yes.
Can't picture either of these songs in my head, but I'm like, yeah, if you can make AI just blend them, get that mashup going.
Sure.
I love it. So that's it for retractions. We haven't had a retraction for a while.
That's because we're getting so vague that we have nothing that somebody can really stick to us as being false, that you don't have
Sure.
to retract as much.
If you don't know anything, there's nothing to retract.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to
Regret
say we finally got
nothing.
our shit together.
False. We're not experts.
All right. Well, if you are new to the show, we are about to get to episode 25, guys? Quarter Century Club.
Wow. Nice.
We didn't do any celebrations for this. We'll save the rum and Jägermeister for episode 30.
Sure.
Can't wait.
But it's time to find out. We've got a robot named Conky. Used to belong to Pee Wee Herman. Now he belongs to us. Ryan brought him up on a tricycle from Los Angeles. He now lives in our neighborhood. And
Sounds so possessive when you say he belongs to us.
sorry, we belong to him.
He's his own person.
Yeah.
He's an independent contractor.
What's that Jewel song? You belong to me and I belong to you.
My hands are small, I know. But conkeys are his.
Welcome to the podcast, Jewel. Our first Jewel. It took us 25 episodes, but we can finally get to our plan of making more people fans of Jewel.
There you go.
You belong to me, and I belong to you. That's what I'm talking about with
Jewel.
Conky.
Okay, so we got it.
Hold on.
Okay.
Good Lord.
Oh, yeah. Did we get through it all?
All through all of what? Where were we going?
What is this? Where are
I'm
we?
waiting for you finishing to describe Conky.
Are we
so
listening to
Conky's
Avant-Garde?
waiting patiently here.
Conky belongs to all of us, and we all belong to Conky.
Okay,
And he shovels snow,
got it. Perfect.
cooks pot pies.
Ah, Conky makes the best pot pies.
He's going to tell us what the song is.
Assist you. Pee-wee.
Morning, Conky.
What's today's secret word?
Today's secret word is night court.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's a heavy hitter.
This is a heavy hitter.
Yep. For sure.
A+ memories in my mind of this show.
Yeah.
Totally.
I remember watching it. I remember like actually thinking it was funny, even though it was like a show about grown-ups and not necessarily a kids sitcom. Probably not understanding what was happening a lot of the times.
Fair. And this was a full family watch. Some of the shows were just me and my sisters. Some of the shows were my dad was like, I can't watch this crap. I'm going to go to the basement. And others were full family.
Yeah.
And this was like all of us.
Yeah, everyone could
Yeah,
watch this
was
for sure.
This was a hit.
Yeah.
So if you're new to the show, we're just going to share some memories. And then in a moment, Pete's going to give us some actual legit background. You guys, what are your memories of the show?
Well, just the nonsense of it. I love the nonsense of it. The idea, first off, of the night court, right? Like they're holding court at night. Like,
Is that a thing?
And what was the purpose? Is it because they just needed to process people 24 hours a day? Because
yeah,
so
I
many
think
big
that was the
cities-
idea. Yeah, I think that was it. And I think it used to be a thing. I'm not sure that it is anymore.
Okay, but in big cities, they just had so
That'd be
much
like-
shit to deal with.
yeah,
you get
yeah.
arrested and you go from your holding cell to like
Right.
you're either going to jail or you're getting released under
Right, they're
whatever.
giving people bond right away. Yeah, so think of it's a beautiful concept because it's such fertile ground for material.
Just a
right?
cast of characters.
Right, you just have all these nutbags, drunkards, coming in and
We're talking 80s New York. I'm picturing mostly prostitutes and flashers.
correct.
and
Yeah,
Are there flashers anymore?
I don't know.
that's a good
Probably.
question.
That was a very 80s thing.
Yeah,
Imagine being like waking up in the morning, having a little breakfast, and be like, all right, I'm going to put on my trench coat and go show people my dong.
wasn't it also like a '70s thing? Weren't people like flashing like the Academy Awards? And
Listeners, if you have any experience with flashers,
I know I'm thinking of streaking. Streaking is what
streaking, sure.
That was a
you're-
'70s thing.
Yeah, you're at County Stadium.
Yeah.
You had a couple Miller Lights.
Whereas flashing, you're thinking about more criminal behavior. Where
Yes.
yeah, it's creepy.
I guess either way is forcing someone to look at yourself
I suppose
when they didn't want to necessarily.
exhibitionist.
Oh, we've gone down a
Flair
weird
to
little
it.
rabbit hole. And
Yeah. So
yeah. Any
that-
other
that-
memories?
Yeah. What other crimes were people committing? And that's why I'm like, was this a family show when all I can think of is that there's like,
I'll watch an episode in the next few days and get back to you.
I remember
Okay.
Harry Anderson's magic tricks.
yes,
Yeah,
I remember
for
the
sure.
magic tricks. Because, I mean, he was like a very wholesome guy. I think he did TV commercials and he was just a character.
Well, I'm reading a book right now by James Burrows, and he directed Cheers.
Ah,
And he talks about how Harry Anderson got his start. Like basically, he was doing tricks in New York. He was doing card tricks like on the streets of New York, and somehow was introduced to somebody, and his first thing was doing. He had a guest spot on Cheers.
I think
Oh,
I
nice.
actually remember this guest spot.
So he was like doing like 3-card Monte. Like
Yeah.
he was a street hustler, like a
Yeah.
legit street hustler who.
I do actually think I've seen clips of that on YouTube unintentionally. But yes, like him tricking,
Into like drinking a shot or something.
yeah,
like
or
that.
buying him a shot.
Yeah,
Or-
something
yes.
like that. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. Yep.
He was working over Cliff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in
An
real
easy
life,
mark.
he was a
Yeah.
Yes, he was a magician in real life.
and other memories.
Good show. Just a
Yeah,
good show.
I could tell I remember all the characters: Bull, Dan Fielding.
Yep.
I remember not liking Dan that much, and I think his character was depending upon your perspective,
Yeah, kind of a-
likable or not
He's a
likable.
sleazeball.
Like, yeah, kind
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
thinking he was sleazy.
like a character who you don't mind, but they're also kind of like a George Costanza, right? Like
Yeah.
you like him, but you don't really like him.
I think as a kid, I didn't have that gray
Right.
both feelings. I just was like, I don't like that guy.
But yeah, this was a Mac.
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
there's-
their bailiff, the clerks, they just had a great cast of characters throughout.
And I'm guessing all three of us can picture that damn courtroom.
Yep.
Yes.
And Harry's office, which
And
was
his
very
crack.
nice.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I remember some Mel Torme guest appearances
Really?
on the show.
That I don't remember.
I don't know why, but for some damn reason, that sticks in
He
my-
was mentioned as playing himself
Yeah.
in multiple, like a reoccurring
Multiple.
character.
Hilarious.
I don't know why the hell Mel Torme kept getting arrested at night or what he was doing.
What do you know?
Well, that's some general background. If you are new to the show, Pete was recently gifted some information. It was zapped into his brain from our pal Conky. Pete, talk to us about Night Court.
All right. It's an American sitcom that originally aired from 1984 to 1992. Had 193 episodes on NBC.
Yeah.
We already discussed Harry Anderson. It was Judge Harry Stone.
Stone.
John
Okay.
Larroquette was Dan Fielding, the prosecutor. He was kind of a cynical womanizer, but he did earn several Emmy Awards during the show's run for his
Okay.
performance. Marky Post
There you go.
was the public defender
Yeah.
and a romantic interest of Harry Stone's as well. Her character was Christine Sullivan. Richard Mull played Bull Shannon, and he's the bailiff. There's Charles Robinson played Mac.
Mac was great.
Mac.
Uh,
Great sweater.
Yes, sweater guy.
Yeah.
Court clerk was his. Then we had Roz was another bailiff.
First bailiff.
Yep, that was Marsha Warfield.
Yeah.
Cigarette
The cigarette smoker.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Lana was the original court clerk.
Yep.
Also served as a love interest for Harry Stone. After her departure,
He's banging everybody.
Charles Robinson's character Mac took over the role, not a love interest of Harry Stone.
Was there a Thelma?
It sounds like there was a lot. I don't know anything about Thelma.
Okay.
Apologize. But some other guests included Mel Torme, and it does say he was recurring, so not just like a single
Okay.
appearance by Mr. Mel Torme, and he was just playing himself. Yakov Smirnov was apparently a reoccurring character, a Russian immigrant named
Oh God!
Ryan almost spit out his beer for real.
Yeah, I got Smirnoff.
Yakov Korolenko was his character, the Russian immigrant.
Oh my
Oh,
word!
brother.
Gilbert Gottfried also played a prosecutor named Oscar Brown.
Oh, man.
Really?
Imagine a Gottfried prosecutor, the overacting that was happening with that.
The Olsen twins walk into a bar.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. I should have saved Yakov as the closer, I guess.
Man.
I didn't realize that.
Christine Sullivan. Miss Sullivan, could you approach the bench?
Yeah.
What are you doing for dinner tonight?
Yes, well done.
Like that.
But it's like happening at like 3 a.m, though.
Right.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing for breakfast this morning?
Was it third shift? Second shift? I mean, I
Yeah,
guess that's
probably.
unclear. I don't know
I'm
the
picturing-
Somewhere
hours.
in between, I'm
I'm
guessing.
picturing like a 9 to midnight.
Yeah.
A 3-hour shift.
That's what
kinda-
we're looking for, right?
Yeah. That's when I would like to work. And my work would be drinking beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then-
Podcasting
yep. Okay.
professionally.
So the theme song was composed by Jack Elliott.
He's a genius. This is a great song.
And it was mostly session musicians. One of note was Ernie Watts as a saxophone player. He is featured on a just shit ton of albums by artists like from Frank Zappa, Marvin Gaye, Paul McCartney, Aretha Franklin.
Holy shit.
He toured with the Rolling Stones.
Wow.
So a true ringer.
Yeah. Sounds
And that's the
like
guy
it,
playing
yes.
the sax on this?
Yes, correct.
Makes sense.
Jack Elliott had a long career. Starting with, he was a jazz pianist in New York and Paris in the 50s. Julie Garland brought him to California to be an arranger for her TV show, and then from there, his TV career took off. So he did theme songs, Night Court, The Odd Couple, One Day at a Time, Good Times, The Bob Newhart Show, The Jeff Foxworthy Show.
Wow.
Unreal.
He also did some film scores, including The Jerk.
Steve Martin.
Yep,
Yeah.
and he produced the Blade Runner soundtrack as well. So
There's some
He's-
heavy hitters here.
yeah. That's all I got for Night Court.
Well, this theme song, as somebody who really, I like these kind of funky ones.
Right.
It's did Barney Miller run into the 80s? Will that be a song we'll get to?
But I think this is the same guy. I wonder if it's the same guy that did it because they sound exactly the same.
Well, they definitely have that similar
So
funkiness.
funky. So
Who wrote this one, Engineer Pete?
Jack Elliott.
Let me just check. Yes. Wow,
Yeah.
Ryan.
oh yeah. I mean, you can just
Boom.
yeah,
Ba-da-dum.
just so
Yeah,
funky.
Alan Ferguson and Jack Elliott, Barney Miller. That's really interesting. And again, good call, Ryan, on that one, knowing that.
It doesn't get any funkier than
I'm
this.
just quickly going to check. Will we eventually get? Yeah, Barney Miller goes till 1982. Sweet.
Oh wow.
That'll be a fun one. When I was learning how to play bass in 8th grade, I went to my instructor, and he could bring him tapes of stuff he wanted to learn. And I think I recorded it. I took my tape recorder to the TV,
Yep.
recorded the theme, brought it to him, and he taught me the bass line.
He's like, shit, Barney Miller, I know this one.
It's a jam. Oh, speaking of jams, we are about to dive in to the theme from Night Court. Before that, a word from our... Oh, wait, we don't have a sponsor.
Damn it.
Yeah, that'd be a great segue right there.
Are either of you going to try and hum this song? I'm terrible at remembering these songs, but
Yeah.
you go for it if you want.
it is an instrumental, right? As far as we remember.
There's a really funky intro, which I won't try because I'll do a disservice, but the melody's down, 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 bum, 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 right? Like,
Dun, dun, dun.
dun, dun, dun. It's syncopated and funky, so it's kind of a hard one to. But yeah, I mean, it's in when you said the word Night Court, it's been in my brain since you said.
Yep.
Since
Okay.
Conky revealed, it's fresh in my brain.
All right. Well, let's get
It's gonna start, but it's gonna give us a little. Bono, bum,
Correct.
bum.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's so good. Bring it.
All right. Oh, that's good.
Yep.
Yeah, could you start it over? I'm sorry, and maybe just a tiny more juice.
Let me see.
I think the upper right of Conky, like near the F12 button.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
there's a lot going on right there. Just there's a guitar, there's a rhythm guitar,
The
there's
hi-hat.
yeah,
And there's a
bass.
bent note. Is that on a drum? That boom.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
We're gonna have to hear. We're gonna have to one more time. I've always loved that little whoa,
Yeah.
right? I'll tell you where it is. That's like a drum doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's bass.
It's like I don't know how do they
It's
bend
almost
that
like
note almost
they hit like a timpani, which is those two silver drums next
Yeah.
to each other, and like you put a
Push
little
it in or
pressure on the
something?
drum head.
It's not a drum like that has a pedal to control the
Doubtful.
tension of the skin
There's
or
something called the
something?
rototom, which you can turn.
okay.
But it's cool. Like that's definitely
Yeah.
a percussion instrument giving us that tune.
Yeah.
So there's hi-hat shit going on, and the guitar is that's a Strat, probably.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Fender Stratocaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
One
classic
more time
sound.
from the top. I won't do this the whole thing, but this is so good. We don't. It's not every day we get like
Yep.
something this
It's a
funky.
39-second song, so we can listen to the first 4 seconds 15 times, John.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good bass player.
It's
so good,
Yeah, and then it's right in, right? Yeah, it's so good.
and it's so crisp.
Yep.
And there's not to get all nerdy, but production-wise, it's great. right? There's not a bunch of reverb. There's not a bunch of fluff.
Perfect.
There's
Yeah.
not any weird 80s keyboard.
Right.
This is bass, drum.
Like
Guitar.
I picture a smoky nightclub,
Yeah.
like watching these guys do this and loving it.
Maybe Marky Post walks in and sits next to me, and she's like, "How you doing, honey?"
Marky Post.
Just gonna.
Yes. Now we get a little.
That's a saxophone, huh? It's a like an alto sax almost.
Right. It sounds like a trumpet
Yeah.
with a
Mute.
butt plug in
Like a
it.
timpani.
Yeah, there we go.
I think you were right on the term, but what do I know?
Yeah.
So that's like that's an alto sax, but sounding badass.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of times those alto saxes sound like a Kenny G.
It's like Kenny G.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they're
Yeah.
nothing Kenny G about this.
Correct.
I cannot think about Kenny G, and it is the season also to remember the Saturday Night Live joke. Kenny G came out with a Christmas album. Happy birthday, Jesus. I hope you like crap.
Oh.
Well done.
So the sax comes in and it's giving us this melody over the funk.
Yeah.
The ride that drummer's doing ticka 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 ticka.
Yeah, it's
ticka,
so
ticka,
good.
ticka, like 1 E and a 2 E and a. Yep. We got to back it up 5 seconds. It's so like that drummer
Yep.
comes in and it's really cool.
Now you can't see it, but all of us are sticking out our hands, pretending like we can.
Air drums. Air drums.
John has played the drums. Ryan and I have not.
Never.
But we're all
It's
air drumming
so
together.
Good.
Yep.
Like when drummers do shit like that, I'm just like
Yeah.
that's where your brain goes. There's an amazing saxophone part happening. Can't even hear it anymore.
Correct.
Because that drummer's driving that fucking Winnebago down the highway. Just right. You're just sitting behind him being like, yeah, drive.
Marky Post sitting on his lap and he's driving.
Yeah, or cans in his face. He doesn't care.
What is that?
I think that's a Fender Rhodes, which is a percussive keyboard.
Yeah.
It sounds like in the
Ding.
back.
Yeah.
So all of this instrumentation is very non-80s, which is really freaking cool. Right?
Correct.
There's nothing 80s about what's happening musically.
Right.
Whereas pretty much everything we've listened to has had a touch of 80s keyboard, production,
Right.
echo, like whatever.
Not here.
How do you think this was perceived in the 80s? Did people think like, oh, this is like sounds outdated?
That's a great question. Or do
I
you
mean,
think
not
it was
that people got mad at TV show theme songs, but
maybe it was just so jazz funk that you were just like, it's
Yeah.
sometimes just shit sounds good.
Good music is just good music, right? So like I think it's just good. That would be my
Imagine walking into a bar and there's a cover band just nailing this.
take. That's what I'm saying, right? It's
that would be
that
fantastic.
Like, play it for an hour.
Good. Yeah.
Marky Post is sitting here with me.
Exactly.
We just got out of the Winnebago.
She's dressed like Princess Leia. She's
You're like combining too many things into one fantasy.
circuits overload.
Give me more.
Marky Post in a Princess Leia outfit. I assume you mean something from Hoth.
Yes. I didn't think I had to go there with it, but I think that correct. Correct.
I was thinking,
Not Jabba's
no,
palace.
not Jabba's Palace.
No.
No, definitely
Hoth.
Frozen Tundra, big jackets.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got her.
Family show.
Yeah.
Back it up. He goes to the toms, and the toms are really
Yeah.
dry again. Not like this is not how 80s shit sounds. It's so good.
Yep.
Oh, now there's a sax. Hold tight. This is so cool too,
Yeah.
right? That's a little wood. It's a wood block.
Yeah.
I had one as a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in your
Ting,
third
ting.
grade music class.
Yep.
Tick, tick.
Yep.
And I love that repetitive. All right.
Now, the only thing I would say is that it sounds like that horn also might have a keyboard that's playing the same lines, and that's
You sure?
I could be totally wrong on
Give
it,
us
but
10 seconds.
and it sounds like an 80s keyboard that's playing. That's a couple.
Oh yeah, good ear, buddy.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yep, just a little
Ryan found the synthesizer.
Yep.
little accent. It's
Correct.
buried in the mix.
Yep.
but it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow.
that's-
Still damn good. I mean,
Holy shit,
yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
jam.
That's
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it is wonderful.
my biggest
Haven't-
complaint is that it's too short.
It's too short.
Right?
If you are new to the show, we are about to watch, see some old friends, maybe some mullets. You never know. Shoulder pads. Who knows? But we're
Strong
about
possibility.
now. You got the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, so just starting again, what always happens on these shows, right? You start with like the house usually. Well, there's no house, but we're showing the city.
Yeah, you get the 1980s New York skyline. You got the Twin Towers right there. You got the
Towers.
Brooklyn Bridge.
The show was almost exclusively took place in the courtroom or in his chamber, so there was like no
Yep.
change of settings.
Right.
And I remember like the what do we call a holding cell,
Sure.
like where they'd go talk
Pull them
to-
from the pen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
right. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
Oh, yeah.
I freaking love this opening montage. It's like
Yep.
legit street
People
scenes
on
from New
people
York.
on the street, right?
It looks like Saturday Night Live intro,
It-
and these guys did
Totally.
it first,
yeah.
right? People smoking cigs, like maybe they didn't. Who knows?
Say, Saturday
But you're
Night Live was
right.
on in the
I-
70s.
No, I'm saying like, but this montage.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
Taxi
the 80s Saturday Night Live had something like this. I totally agree with that.
Right. We'll be reviewing that at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, cabs.
Yeah, yellow cab
People
coming.
having cigs. It's cold out. It's rainy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There it is.
And there's the courthouse.
So we always like to talk about the font and what
Yeah.
comes up.
Interesting. It's a cursive font.
Yep.
And it didn't zoom in. It just appeared.
And the courthouse looks like kind of a classic,
Yeah.
it's
It's
Greek or Roman inspired architecture.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got a bunch of Ionic columns.
We're not experts, but
Dorian.
I'm not going to argue with your column categories.
Well,
Well,
it
yeah.
does. Now, did this same building appear in Ghostbusters?
Hey, who invited the dog to the party?
Exactly. This here is Roger. He and his wife make $75,000 a year, and
He's so good, Moranis. There is no what? There's only Zool. What's her name?
I forget.
Dana.
There is no Dana.
Dana,
only Zool.
yeah.
So yeah, Night Court. We see the Dorian or Ionic columns and
One of the two.
Night Court in cursive in yellow.
There's
There's Harry Anderson. I love 80s cars. They're so
old cop
boxy
cars,
and big.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the old
cabs,
cops
the
cars.
cop cars.
What kind of car is that?
Pete,
those old
you're-
car
I
cars?
think it's I want to say a Dodge
Dodge?
Diplomat, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it looks like a Dodge.
What's weird is that they're just normal cars back then, but now you're like watching, you're like, well, that's a pile of shit.
Oh yeah.
So our first character we see is Harry Anderson, who plays Harry Stone. All right, very nice. Whoa!
Oh yeah.
Well, not only is Marky Post a fox, she's wearing a lion pelt on her head.
I mean, that is a Viking helmet that she has for hair. It's beautiful.
That is her hair,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a big feathered.
and it's like 3 different shades of blonde.
Yep. There's a lot of teasing that would have to go on with that.
And hairspray.
Hairspray as well. Yeah. Big old 80s earrings, disc earrings.
I spent a lot of nights thinking about Marky Post.
Out on Jabba's ship, huh? Out on Jabba's ship. I forgot that John Larroquette smoked a pipe in this.
I mean,
In the courtroom?
Yeah.
and he's wearing a 3-piece suit. He's got the vest underneath.
I was gonna say that in the interim. I remembered the 3-piece suit.
Different times.
Yeah.
And classic law library in the background, right? You got the leather bound
Judge's chamber. I think
Judge's
this is the
chamber,
judge's chamber.
yeah.
He's got all the books in there. Yeah.
All right, there's Larroquette looking good. Oh, Larroquette was in Summer Rental.
Well, it all comes full circle now,
Sure
doesn't
does.
it?
What character was he in Summer Rental?
When John Candy was learning how to be a sailor under the guise of Scully the pirate,
Yep.
or not under the guidance, sorry.
Yep.
His old lady and kids were going to a movie one rainy day to go see Footloose,
Okay.
and John Larroquette was there with his son, and John Candy's wife forgot her wallet. He paid. It got a little flirty, but nothing dangerous.
Like a cameo appearance.
Yeah, and they're all friends in the end.
Okay.
Look at Mac.
There's Mac.
Charles Robinson
Totally. It's beautiful.
rocking the Mr. Rogers sweater
Yep.
with a shirt and tie.
You know who he looks like? He looks like he looks like the trainer from Rocky, who's also looks like the trainer from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Burgess Meredith?
No.
Meredith wasn't in Mike Tyson's
I
Punch-Out?
think Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, the trainer's name is Mac.
Trainer's name is Mac.
No, it's Little Mac.
No, Lil Mac is the boxer.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Lil Mac is the
Oh,
boxer.
Do we even
yeah.
know the trainer's name?
I don't remember.
Somebody does. Somebody's
Yeah.
gonna yell at us in the comments.
But he looks like the Apollo's trainer, who then becomes Rocky's trainer once Apollo kicks the bucket
Spoiler
against
alert.
Ivan Drago.
spoiler alert.
Rocky 4 is a solid one.
Yeah.
It's probably the best of the 4. There's more than 4 out there. Freaking bull.
Richard Mall. He's a great character, right?
I great and out of this world, and he's
forgot what
great
he
in
looked
this.
like.
Yeah. Very funny looking guy.
He's
Wow.
a unique looking human being.
Yeah. Tall drink of water.
Long
Holy
head.
smokes.
Like a bullet for a head.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like if you could pick him up, he'd be a great battering ram.
Jeez.
You could knock
Ram Man. Hey, we're back to
Ram
He-Man.
You could bust open a door with his head.
It ends with the theme popping in once more and the New York skyline.
Now, if I could, do you guys remember when they would do the outros too?
Yeah.
My recollection is that Night Court had an awesome outro. They had music that they played when they did the outgoing credits.
Different music?
Very similar, but it was the same kind of thing.
Engineer Pete, could you ask
I
Conky if he can maybe...
check in with Conky here.
Because, and you've mentioned this before, and you're right. Sometimes the outros were just a little different,
Correct.
tweaked a little bit.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those funny things. I don't know.
Well,
Okay, let me just work with Conky here to...
Yeah, it's possible that Conky could find it, but
he's a clever robot.
so yeah, so it's a little slower.
Yeah, they all got a little stoned.
Yeah.
Very similar, but yeah, just a little...
Yeah.
Another reason to be a good driver is
Yeah.
The reason we can afford Conky is because sometimes he plays ads.
Thanks, Conks.
State Farm.
Well, that, we don't need to take too much time with the vote, I don't think, tonight.
Yeah.
I think
it's not going to be a surprise.
I think we've played our hand. If you are new to the show and you wanted to find out a little bit about what us fellows think about Night Court, we're about to vote on it. We give it either an I'll be back, which means it gets a thumbs up and makes our wall of fame, or we give it a you're in big trouble, mister, and it gets a thumbs down and makes our wall of shame. Majority rules, it just needs 2 votes to go either way. Engineer Pete, what do you think of Night Court?
Yeah, I think...
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's what I think.
yeah?
That's what I think. Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure. Oh, cripes.
Oh,
What
geez.
happened here?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Come on,
sure.
Conky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Conky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I seen her down by the Piggly Wiggly. Stand in line. Ask me out. We're on the Love Connection.
It's an I'll be back. I don't know what the fuck Conky's doing right now, but it's.
I'm
Conky's-
giving her an I'll be back as well.
I mean that song is fantastic.
I'm also giving an I'll be back. Let me-
I do wish that song was longer. If there was an extended version, I would put it in my playlist.
For sure. Like that's a 5-minute song.
I'll be back.
There it
you
is.
go.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Okay, 3 I'll be backs. Just
Whoa,
for
it was
good
really
measure.
loud. Sorry about those volume levels. If you were,
Yeah.
chugging beers at Planet Fitness and that came out of your AirPods, we
Might have
apologize.
tripped on the treadmill and activated that emergency stop.
That was really weird and really loud, but we made Conky work.
He's
Oh.
a
He's a fun friend.
he's a finicky robot though.
He is. We adore him. We are at that time. Any other things to share? Any thoughts, comments, questions about Night Court or anything else before we wrap it up for episode 25, the Quarter Century Club?
No, a fitting quarter century Night Court. It's a great show.
Oh, yeah.
Great theme song.
Agreed.
Absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 25 of the Super 80s podcast, friend. We'll be back next.
Chihuahua.
Almost there.
Chihuahua.
If you like this, wait till episode 26.
We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back next week for more fun and nonsense. Until then, I'm John.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Peter.
Thanks for tuning in to the Super 80s podcast, friend. See you soon.